I mean, this disease is killing 500,000 people. That's more people die from this disease than people die from somebody else killing them. So this is just very, very, unbelievable. When I was looking and I was, going through things and I was looking at these details, I was just like, this is just really, really unbelievable. What are we doing wrong? Because it has to be something that we're doing wrong, because this disease keeps going on. It keeps going on. People keep getting it. So why are so many people getting this? Why are these numbers so high? And what can we do to, bring this number down? And so I would say that the Illinois Accurate Sexual Health Education Bill, I would say that is a step right there. So, what you can do to push this bill is you can call your legislators and your aldermen and, let them know that you want this bill to pass through Congress, because you feel like it's very important and that it would be very helpful, because the HIV/AIDS rates are very high. STD and STI rates are very high, especially chlamydia and gonorrhea. Like, those are next in line next to HIV and AIDS. And so why, are these people getting these diseases? What is going on? We need to do something about that. And they always say that, whatever habits that you get while you're young, you take with you while you're an adult. So, if we teach these children while they're young how to take care of their body, sexually, to put a condom on, to wrap it up, to not, but a young woman, tell her that, you're worth being healthy. Looks like we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, yeah, I'm sitting at home right now, and I'm watching you on TV, and I have a question to ask. What bill is that you were just talking about passed, and you said we need to call our congressman, and I'm hearing you talking about how the sex rates was high in the schools. Yeah, this is really going on. I was at school not too long ago, so I know this is going on.
Okay, well, thank you, caller, for calling in. The bill that I was talking about is called the Illinois Accurate Sexual Health Education Bill, and the bill number is HB 3027. And so if you would like to know more about this bill, or you would like to get any information on where it's at right now as far as passing, you can give us a call at 312-663-0338, or you can email us at chicagoabortionfund.com, or go to our website at info@chicagoabortionfund.com. And so, that's one thing that I want to list as far as Chicago, because we have very, very high rates for STDs and STIs and HIV. I mean, I know a couple of people personally that, this disease has affected and hit close to home too. So it's very, very, very important that we do whatever can be done to stop this disease, from going as far as it's going, especially in the black community. This is another epidemic, besides, this is just like the crack epidemic. Now it's HIV. Now crack is gone. Now HIV is killing us. And, like I said, I just want to urge people to call their legislators, call their aldermen, call any of your state officials and let them know that you want this bill to be pushed. Again, the bill is called the Illinois Accurate Sexual Health Education Bill, and the bill number is HB 3027. And so, like I said, it has 13 sponsors currently, and it teaches medically accurate, age-appropriate, and complete information on sex. This means reducing unintended pregnancies, STDs, STIs, HIV, AIDS. It stresses abstinence, and it applies to grades 6 through 12. And so, I feel like it's very important that we get this bill passed, and that this would be a very big step in tackling this epidemic that is affecting us so closely. It's not just, the people in Africa. It's the people in, the U.S. So, a lot of people, they just think that, that's a disease that people get over there or people get in foreign countries. No. This disease is very prevalent in the U.S. And by these numbers that I have listed, you can tell. So like I said, I just want to urge people to call in and let me know, why you think these numbers are so high, and, what do you think that we can do to get these numbers down? What do you think are some steps? What are your opinions? What are your thoughts? What do you think can be done, and why there are so many people, getting this disease and having unprotected sex? Because, I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't have that sex talk the first time I had sex, I did not use a condom, and I end up getting pregnant, thank God, instead of an HIV or AIDS or STD. A lot of people think that, getting pregnant, like, oh man, like this is just so detrimental. But, having sex unprotected can lead to a lot worse things that will inflict your health, than getting pregnant. So it's very important. I'm going to keep stressing, very, very important that we get this bill passed and that we do what needs to be done to bring these numbers again. Like I stated before, African American people have the highest rates for HIV and AIDS. And when I was going through research and I was looking at things, it predicted that the rates are just going to keep getting higher for us, and that pretty soon our rates are going to be over half instead of just at the 50% mark. It's going to be over the 50%, and that really scares me because that makes you want to sustain abstinence and stay abstinence, because sex can be a beautiful, wonderful thing, that you can share with someone. But, if I have to worry about my health when it comes to that, and somebody possibly giving me something that could eventually end my life sooner than, it should be, then that scares me. And that's why it is so important. I'm going to keep saying it's so important that we do what needs to be done to get this bill passed. And the bill number is HB 3027, and it's called the Illinois Accurate Sexual Health Educational Bill. Looks like we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Listen, I think that the best thing that we can do as African American people, as black people in this country, is to teach our children to get married. And what you do then, you have some structure in a relationship where you're just not out here just having sex wantonly with a person. And I want to just make a couple of little small points if I can. If a young lady or a young man leaves their parents' home and they'll leave one structured environment and they'll go to another structured environment to their home as spouses, they'll have some standards. They will be able to carry those standards to their new home. And one more thing, hypothetically, if a young black woman is taught that she's going to explain to a young man that a young man cannot get with her at all until he brings her a plan to get married, to have children, build a home, and become a viable part of the community, well, then what would happen is young men will be at home trying to figure out how to come up with a plan to get married and build a home and raise children. You know.
Okay. Well, thank you, caller. I appreciate you calling in, and I appreciate your comments. And, you know, what I would like to say to that is, you know, we're in 2011 going in 2012, you know, and charity starts at home. You know, the numbers also for single parent homes, single mother homes are very staggering. There is no male in the house, and if you research, you will actually find that's really just appalling to me that there were more married African American people in slavery than it is now. You know, and so that is really, you know, staggering. You know, so if you want, you know, people to start getting married and protecting themselves, like I said, it first starts with education, and then it starts with charity at home. Children carry out into the world what they see in their household. And so, with that being said, like I said, it's very, very important that we pass this bill, the Illinois Accurate Sexual Health Education Bill, HB 3027, and if you want any more information, call us at 312-663-0338 or email us. And so thank you for your time and all your callers, and hope you call in again the last Wednesday of the month. Good night.